Welcome to Behind Every Booking, the podcast that unlocks the potential of your hotel business with insights, stories, and strategies for success. I'm Radka Talikova, your host, and I'm thrilled to take you behind the scenes of the fascinating world of hospitality. Let's dive in. I've dedicated my career to helping hotels optimize their revenue and create unforgettable guest experiences. So, what's coming up on Behind Every Booking? I'll be sharing real-world success stories from my clients. We'll dive into actionable strategies for increasing direct bookings, optimizing revenue, and streamlining operations. If you wish to join my community, check the link in the description under the episode, and let's make some magic happen together.
Ahoy and welcome to today's episode. Together, we will explore my 6-step blueprint how to create a wow room and how to turn one room which you already have into a money-making machine. And there are 2 stories behind that. But if we will come to these stories, let me just tell you, I do have a lot of clients who are approaching me, that they would like to have more revenue, more, clients, but their hotels are a little bit old-fashioned because maybe they are overtaking the hotel from their parents after 20, 30 years. There is always this kind of feel like I have reached the maximum I can do with my hotel and what to do. And usually those owners are standing in front of the decision, shall I sell it or shall I renovate it? But do I have enough money for the renovation? So if it sounds like your story, buckle yourself, fasten your seatbelt, and let's dive together into this topic. Because our intention is not to pull a lot of money into a full renovation and, betting on one horse. We just do it in stages. So you will need 1 or 2 intentionally different rooms to prove that you are able to make more money with this room. And if it confirms and if it's validate, then you can roll it into the rest of the hotel. Idea for this podcast is coming straight from my weekly live course, which I have inside Inevitable Hotel Success. This is the world's only program designed exclusively for independent hoteliers who want to increase revenue, boost profitability, and grow their direct bookings. So the first story is about Pedro. He runs a charming château-style hotel in a city center of the top destination. And while I was spending with him time, we have spent time together like 1.5 years, I believe. He was constantly every single week with me and together with also other hoteliers. And we have been, fine-tuning these hotels from the pricing and, all aspects of the revenue management and profitability. And I have seen that he has absolutely charming property, but his rooms are a little bit too safe. Let's call it this way. They are nice, but there is nothing special. And the only thing what is memorable is the service and the building. And it's not enough. Not for me, right? So he decided that he's going to build a new rooms. So like addition to the hotel. And he's going to use the building which is inside his garden. And I came up with, the idea how to make it more structured. And I call it minimum viable wow room. And this is a process of 6 steps. Why I believe this process is working is that I do at this moment revenue management for one small property in a destination in Prague. And this hotel is also on a great location. It's a location just perfect, like better it cannot be. But it's a normal 3-star property, but they have renovated 3 rooms. And those 3 rooms are selling so well and are usually the first one which are being sold and also with a higher ADR. So I combine those 2 experiences into this 6-step blueprint. The full renovation can be a gamble. It's a high risk, high cost, slow to deliver because you need to make a lot of money very quickly. But this process is the opposite. It's a strategic, it's a low risk approach, and it's help you in the future to reposition your entire hotel. You can go to the rebranding and all these kind of things. And a fast proof means that you will learn in weeks, not in years, if it's scalable and if the client validates that they really like it. So we will be focusing on a single room or 2 rooms. We will test the concept and you will get a real-time feedback on guest demand and on your pricing. You will also have a low risk because you will be upgrading 1 or 2 rooms, not the whole inventory. So you don't really need to close the hotel. It means that you will protect your cash flow and you will, it is being allowed to adjust your strategy based on the real data and as you go, okay? And then you're gonna get also the pricing confidence because in many cases, a lot of clients who are coming to me, they are not aware how the premium pricing can work for them. And it's time to change the mind. And of course, we need to have a data, high booking rates. We need to have a positive reviews to get this confidence. And this is what we're gonna go and get it in this process in weeks, not in years. And you will be able to learn also how the people love your wow hotel. They will write the reviews and then you will be somehow like naturally forced to price with confidence. It is amazing process and you will really love it, especially when you will be joining me in the Inevitable Hotel Success. It is amazing part of the process. It is inside the Inevitable Hotel program and it's working with me on a weekly basis is going to give you the validation for a lot of your insecurities if you have any. But let's come to the blueprint, okay? 6-step blueprint. First, what we need to do is we need to find the name. This is not the first step, but it's going to come out of the process. So first we need to define the promise, not the furniture. So we will not start listing the furnitures, what is inside, how big is the room, but we will focus on a single emotional surprise this room will deliver. For example, we need to capitalize on the charm of that room, eventually of the view and stuff like that. So for example, let me just give you one example. I was in Austria in one of the hotel and there was a bathtub on a balcony and the hotel was, or the room was located to see the sunrise. So I could wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, take a bath with completely hot water in the morning and enjoy the sun going up. It's like I have a goosebump when I'm just talking to you. So I can create and I can define the promise. So for example, slow bath evening and balcony breakfast. Okay, this is going to be my promise. Or slow bath morning and balcony breakfast. Or maybe city lights. Or maybe I'm having a fireplace and I will have the option to listen to the vinyls. Okay, so it's going to have completely different, flavor. This room is going to have a different experience. You just find out something what is triggering you. And then as soon as you're going to find the promise, you will name that room after that promise. So it's not going to be deluxe room. It's not going to be junior suite. No. We want to name the room with experience. Sunrise, sunset, balcony suite, whatever. Okay? So it is kind of clear from the name what kind of promise you as a hotelier are giving to a client and what a client can experience. So it was a step number 1. As I mentioned, we have a 6. So step number 2 is you will build one signature moment. So we have a promise and then you will choose one bold anchor and design everything around it. It is where a small investment creates a huge impression. So you will have a freestanding bath. You will have, rooftop or seating area on a terrace with cozy blanket, with lantern, hot drink kit, homemade lemonade, whatever. You're going to have a record player for your vinyls. You're going to pre-choose the 5 albums you're going to be featuring: Elton John, ABBA, Bee Gees, whatever you want, or something more, more modern, Michael Kiwanuka, whatever you want. You just decide. And the rest of the room, you're going to keep like simple, easy, but you will focus on one signature moment. This anchor it has to be photogenic, and it needs to be repeatable. It needs to be Instagrammable. Something the clients will capture and share. If I remember recalling the stay in this Austrian hotel, it was really marvelous. It was amazing. We took a bath on the balcony. Then there was, the fat boy, this kind of relaxed sofa. So we have just been over there and we have been enjoying the atmosphere. It was amazing. Of course, we had this little duck over there and we could use the salt, especially, created for our experience. But it was all about the decision-making process while we have been making reservation. Because yes, of course, the room was 400 euro. Oh yes, it was 400 euro. The other rooms, it was around 200. We paid double just to have that. Of course, the room has sauna inside, so we'd really, we have combined everything together and we have paid a premium price. So week stay was for us 2 nights, 2 times 400 plus the dinner 2 days. It was like 1,000 euro for a weekend. It was like crazy, but we did it. And it was built on one signature moment. Step number 3, we will ritualize the 3 touch points. So we have the name, we have the promise, we have the one signature moment, and then we would like to create the small rituals, like 3, to create lasting memories and emotions and drive exceptional reviews. These touch points are going to be emotional connection, not cost. Okay? For example, welcome. On arrival, you will offer a warm towel and, homemade herbal lemonade. You will tell them that the herbs are from the garden and they can just see it. The details are built on a trust and authenticity. There's going to be the turn down moment. For example, a handwritten note about some locally made sweets. Okay? Or chocolate, what do you do? Or maybe something about the bath salt, which is available for you to taking the bath while, looking into a sunset. So it's about the personal touch. This is something that big brands cannot replicate. This is because of you, because of atmosphere, the energy of the little small boutique hotel, or even not the boutique, but also the city hotel with a really lovely view. And the touch point number 3, it's departure. You give them, for example, the water. They are going to take it with them on a way back home. You will give them, for example, the QR code to the city playlist or to your hotel playlist because they really enjoy the music of that room. And it was, whatever you have been choosing in terms of the music. So it makes the experience even more bigger because they can take something with them home. So little small actions, tiny costs, or eventually no cost. And it's a big gesture in guest feedback. You can expect a great reviews. I definitely promise you will gonna get that. Step number 4 from 6-step blueprint to our turning one room into a money-making machine is that we're gonna give ourselves prizes to win. And there are going to be 3 levels. And this is where the strategy comes. You need to think about the gross revenue, okay? So first what you need to do is recheck your minimum selling price. I do have inside Inevitable Hotel Success Program an online course which is called Price Your Room Right. And it's all about setting the minimum selling price. It is an absolutely crucial part of the revenue management strategy and your 2026 or 2027 strategy, because you need to understand especially when you are a small and middle-sized hotel. What is your minimum selling price? Once you have that, and there is a process behind it, and you can just learn everything inside the online program, then once you have that, you will set your non-refundable rate as an entry point. So you will take your minimum selling price plus targeted margin to achieve that. And then you will set your best available rate for this room. And best available rate should be roughly between 10 to 20% higher than your non-refundable rate, but it depends on a hotel how you structure that, right? But let's take the average what I have seen by my customers. And then you are going to create a special value package, which is going to be between 10 to 20% higher than your best available rate, and you will include some special rituals like bath and bubbles, late checkout, early check-in, whatever, right? Because it is a premium room. It's not going to be, maybe in the beginning, booked every single day. So you can just play with the early check-in, late checkout, and give yourself a little bit of that privilege to give something to your client. So the pricing is going to be not based on standard room rate price. So let's say, okay, this premium room is going to be always 200 euro more than the standard rooms. No, you don't do it. You're going to be pricing the rooms as per the demand. And we will come to a demand as soon as we will come to the accountability part of this process. So finally, it means that you're gonna clearly through your pricing structure defined what will be the right pricing for your clients, because you will be every single day you will be playing with the different pricing and using dynamic pricing. Anyway, for this purpose, I am launching in November 2025 a special training with the revenue simulator where you can test your pricing strategies, 3 dynamic pricing strategies, and to test it with other members of the training in a simulator. So we will be playing like one city competitors, and we will be able to see what kind of impact is going to have my 3 different pricing strategies on my decision-making process and the results. It's amazing training. I encourage you to join. Even though you are advanced hotelier, you just go for it because it's amazing. It's really amazing training, and you will enjoy that because there is a gamification behind it. Okay, I just got a little bit excited. So step number 4 was a pricing point. So you need to have a minimum selling price. You will do the non-refundable rate, your best available rate, and you will create the package. Very important in this step number 4 is, in the beginning, you can offer this room also on a OTAs. But as soon as you see and you validate that this is a great move and you are really getting your return of investment back, you just need to keep the pictures of that room on OTAs, but remove it from the inventory and keep it only for direct bookings. Step number 5, you're going to photograph the moment, not a bed, okay? Don't focus on a bed. Even the mattresses are amazing. You know, you have put a lot of money into it, but please, you need to photograph or video shoot the moment, because it is your primary sales tool. You don't show the empty room, you show the experience, okay? I encourage you to spend 24 hours in that room on your own. You take the videos, you take the pictures, you create the videos out of that, and you just put it in a social, and you need to experience it on your own, because you will be able to capture exactly the moment you are feeling, and you will be better in selling this room because you have really been, experiencing this. Again, I have a goosebumps, and I'm back in Austria in this hotel because it was amazing. It was amazing. Imagine that you don't have neighbors, and you can just be naked in that bath and just relax on this fat boy sofa over there, just exactly the way you are. It's absolutely amazing feeling, and this is exactly what you would like to accomplish also for your clients. So you choose something. It doesn't really have to be bath on a balcony, or it it can be the breakfast on a balcony and really enjoying the moment of, looking into the sunrise. So you need 10 shots, white, tall, bedside details, balcony, night mood, morning mood, close-up pictures on a bathroom, lifestyle framing, with people, without people, with movement, without movement. Like, do everything, okay? Don't overthink it, just like do it. Just do it. The biggest problem for us hoteliers is that we are overthinking this, like overkilling everything, because we want to have everything perfect from the beginning. But it's not going to be perfect. It's going to be perfect in that moment. And this is the perfect mindset. So, and then we are moving to step number 6, to the revenue management part. We open the availability for 6 to 9 months. We do the pre-sale, okay? So before we really have it available for the clients, we start with pre-selling. So there is a newsletter coming in, like, hey guys, there is something going on. Pre-book this at a special pricing. You will be the first one to enjoying da-da-da-da-da. You know what I mean. You know me already, so you know how I feel and how I brainstorm. You open it ideally for 365 days rolling basis. In slow months, you will launch it with non-refundable pricing, with 3+1, late checkout, whatever. And then you keep the best bundle, it means the best package, just to drive the direct bookings on your website, okay? It's very important. So you use this wow effect. In the beginning of the OTAs, you collect first reviews, and then you just take it off from the OTAs and you keep it on your website only. 6 steps. I'm really getting the goosebumps because it is an amazing process. It is a great process to really validate your idea, your thoughts. It doesn't cost you the fortune, but it's a great investment to see if the idea is right for your property. And then I'm pretty sure that you're going to get new clients, not only the clients like who are already your clients, like newcomers. And now we need to come to an accountability, like what to track. I want you to track this on a weekly basis, ideally. It depends on the size. It depends if you have 1 or 2 rooms. But I want you to do the tracking on the pickup. So how many days you have needed to get the first 10 bookings? If it's below 21 days, 30 days, so within 1 month after launching, it proves it's a fit to the market, and then you should go. And it should be your premium room. Because you will see the ADR, the tracking, let's say point number 2 is like price power. The ADR achieved on this premium room and the next room. Okay? And it will means if the validation is okay, you should achieve at least 15 to 30% increase of the normal price. Okay? You will be also see maybe this kind of flow-on effect. The property-wide ADR change. So it may happen that this room are going to help you to increase the demand for your normal rooms. And you may see within 2 to 3 months, or maybe 3 to 4 months, let's say 90 days, take a 90 days as a signal, that you have increased your ADR. Okay? And the occupancy. So you will see the occupancy of this new room, of this wow room occupancy in a shoulder period. So if you see in a shoulder period with your little bit lower price, premium lower price, that you have a nice occupancy. So it's also one of the accountability and confirmation and validation that this is the right thing. You will also review the reviews. So it's about the language, it's about the information which are inside those reviews. Are they mentioning those, let's say, 3 touch point rituals about the signature moment, all these kind of things. And then you will see in the beginning what's the direct share for this wow room. Okay, it's very important. You take the OTA's share, you take your direct booking website share. You don't forget to mention everything in a newsletter. Every single newsletter should have the information about your new room, and then you will measure it in next 90 days. And if you see that there is a great success between how many rooms are booked directly and how many rooms are booked, or the room nights of this room are booked through OTAs, then you will just simply move and understand if it's the signal for scaling. And now we are coming to the signal or scaling. If your wow room runs on, let's say, 75, 80, 85% of the target premium for another 60 to 90 days, then you have a proven model. And then you can just take it and convert the idea. It doesn't have to be the same signature moment. It's going to be a different signature moment, but you're going to convert it into another 2 to 4 more rooms with the same principles, like same steps. But you're going to find the new signature, new names, so that you will see the revenue grow. And as soon as you reach, let's say, full occupancy renovation through this process, then you need to come into the massive rebranding. Okay? It's an amazing process. And the validation, it will be done not in years, but it's going to be done constantly in weeks. So by just adding 2 new exceptional rooms into an inventory, for example, my colleague, Pedro, which I was talking about in the beginning of the story, he could really create a new flagship experience, and you can do the same, because the clients who book them, they will write the reviews, and it will allow you actually to sell more of your other rooms at higher price, because there is going to be this wow effect of that room. So if you are running a small independent hotel or middle-sized hotel, don't wait a full renovation to elevate your positioning. Start with 1 room type. Make it unforgettable. Make it exceptional, and you will be able to price it with confidence. You need to watch the data, go through this validation process, go through your process in that accountability steps, and then you scale. And of course, you can work with me on that. You can join my hotel mentorship program, Inevitable Hotel Success, so we can together focus on the revenue or direct booking strategies, which will move your hotel into the next level. The program is not a training, guys, okay? It is a constant support from my side. You're going to be working with me on a weekly basis. We have a weekly live course, and then we will work regularly on your success. Because this is the only way how you can move your hotel into a next level. It's not only just one training, revenue management training, when you get so excited into a hotel and after 2 weeks the training is finished, you completely forget because you are so busy with other operations, right? It is an amazing program which you can get more than just that, and it really gives you the confidence in all aspects of, moving the hotel into the next level. So enjoy this process. Take this podcast episode as a great, kick into making something different in 2026. And if you are really fancy to go through the new process of setting up the pricing for 2026, testing your pricing strategies in Revenue Simulator with other hoteliers, just join me in November. Let me know. I'll send you the more details, and I'll see you and I hear you, and I'll be with you in the next episode. So enjoy the lovely day, and ahoy.
Thank you for joining me on this journey together. If you're as excited as I am about making every booking count, be sure to subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss a single episode. And if you've got a question or topic you'd like me to cover, I'd love to hear from you. Let's connect on Instagram or LinkedIn. If you wish to join my community, check the link in the description under the episode. I wish to kindly ask you to do 2 things. Share the podcast with others who may find it helpful, and subscribe so it becomes a trending favorite among hoteliers and those who fell in love with this industry.